good alternatives to creatine. How should the eggs be eaten? Good morning, Lucky Mose. Good morning, Martha, Director Martha Academy. Good morning, Access News. How are you today? Namwe abali mu Kamoli abeekwese. Muli mutya leero? Nkedde. Ngezaako kuyiga okukuuma obudde. Today we are going to be talking about how the car and our bodies are literally the same. How is your body and your car? How are they related? How are they the same? For those guys that take care of their cars and not of their bodies, and then the guys that take care of their bodies and not their cars, agenda mu jimu anywa amazzi bulungi naye n'atafa ku mmotoka kizibu era naye byaba ali abibagwa ebityo bwebityo. Yeah, but that's what we are talking about today. Let me try to make us feel good today. Gonna make them dance. We're gonna make them dance. Come on. Jump, 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 jump. Jump, 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 jump. Para pa pa pa. Para pa pa pa. Today, how is your morning? Of course, I'm sure some of you can't jump, but if you're feeling good, do something. Good morning, Narongo Investments. Narongo Investment, you're new to the channel, you're welcome. Sembaja Abubast, how are you? Chris Fitness. access news. In November oyinza n'okwesanga nga zisenga osobola ofuna UPD tomanya. That's why they say that God works in mysterious ways. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well today. Ding, 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 you're doomed forever. I'm working with Abby. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Abby. Good morning, Karim. Abby, I'm working on the video. Then you never can put them away for the busy. But I'm working on it. Morning, Richard. Toyota Fielder. If you want the model 2006 and above, then you have to prepare about the 28 carry minimum. 28 you feel the inzo kutaba nungi sobera ni 30. 28 should get you one. Olumoja kwesanga ne 25 you can get. I'm hungry. Nalongo investment double cabin Hilux kibale milioni nga asatu 30 million etandikibwako nga nungi. You can be lucky enough to next 25, but if I were you, I would prepare 30 million. Yeah, my banana. Give me a hit it. So today we are going to be talking about how your car and your body are alike. So let's start. The numbers are not increasing. I tell you, don't end up passing. So canceling my guy Muri today. Time check, Kampala at 7:25 a.m. It's cold. The rainy season is starting. I really hope it's so rainy, but the rainy season is starting. Almost every day the rain happens, but it doesn't rain consistently for a full day. It rains for like 2 to 3 hours and then it stops. That's how it is. Abatari Kampala. Yeah. And this is the season that people need cars the most. Kati no season omuntu atalina mmoloka lulukera n'etatonya asanyuka. Yes, Uganda news fielder Lucky Mose, Uganda news fielder million 25 osobola okugifuna. Etali mbi nnyo. Oyibala million nga 28 nange yimiridde. Emmotoka enkadde ate kati kyomanya omuntu alina emmotoka enkadde ebiseera ebisinga ekigendo gimuseeza kiri kimu aba ayagala kufuna mpya. That's one thing you need to understand. Kujjako oyinza bw'ofuna omukisa n'osanga ng'ogula ku muntu ng'akumpunye ng'awuunye ng'ayise vivi ng'asise empewo oyinza olomugula layisi naye aba basise empewo omuntu bw'asika empewo ate agenda mu basuubuzi baguza. Now one new 2004. Amina. Abavuga akawunga. Because like Mose, what happens is with 18 million, 20 million, you're going to be getting the 2003, 2004 model, which I'm sure nobody likes anymore. Which take it, So, chobumanya the minimum you should have is 25. But now, oizo kumana zono wesanga ngabagenda kuba njayo. So that's why I'm preparing you. Instead of going to buy a new field, atengo gulenga ambie, aguze fielder enungi ngeyimi abasinga. After good morning between Ipsam old model and Raum old model. Man. Pius, you're putting me in a very difficult position. You're putting me in a very difficult position. Why? Because I've never recommended the Raum old model. Yet these days I don't recommend the Ipsam at all. Watch take it. Sokatao. But the Ipsam will take your fuel. The Raum will take your money in terms of fixing costs. Take it. Sokatao mubulingeri nyinzo kugamba atogule mu Ipsam. I can tell you to buy your dudu. Nekate your dudu yensoga yasokera ddala. Kadudu akaganda ne kalyoka kajja. Like Mose, ebyokulima sibimanyi. But I think people are planting. I think when people bwetonya bwetinga they plant. Siba chiba. Obutungulu badde batukuza ogumu ekitundu tugenda bugula 10. Bazanye. Wakati mugenda kuyinjiwa ate bugwe bbeeyi. Yes, Chris Fitness. Buuze ekibuuzo. Foreign news ogifuna $3.5 million. Chris Fitness, foreign news ogifuna $3.5 million. That's why one over 25 of, because those fielders came out at UBF. So BF GHJKLMN. A number si nyingi nnyo. Okitegera. I remember even when they came out, they were really expensive. And the prices of the fielders have been keeping going up. Then there are models of fielders that are no longer coming in the country. Okitegera. Kati abasinga abagula essaawa eno abasinga bagula hybrid. Because starting 2010, then you can find a hybrid. So today we are talking about how your body and your car are literally the same. It's going to be a brief broadcast today. Because nebingoba nabyo bingoba. Sagala binkwate. So nyina okubisookayo mu maaso. leero sijja kuvuga nga muganda wa Yesu. Akweggulo nasanze omusajja mulina bwe bukutte wali bakutte abasajja nga babiri. Ono Waddudu bw'aba alina empisa ng'atera okuvuga obubi, bw'aba alina empisa bate okukuba bali kumpimpi awo, talina mpisa oyo. So your car and your body. Tugende nno Yuda Iskariyoti. Bwe mbalengera nga nkyama mu washing bay nga bankuba olupiira. Tugende nno Simon Peter. Manyi Simon Peter yali muntu wa shortcut nnyo. Yali awo ekiro Yesu bamukuba eri emiggo ne bamugaa si abadde nga abeera ne Yesu ko Simon Peter munveeko simumanyi. He shifted, went to another place. They said, this is the guy that's been with Jesus. And he said, yeah, I don't know that Jesus you are talking about. So sometimes if you want to be like Simon Peter, you drive a little bit badly, then you come back and join the line again. At least then you have skipped like 5 cars. You are a little forward. But Simon Peter was dramatic. How do you deny someone and then stay in the same place? People have obviously seen. And you remember the guys that were with Jesus, the guys with beards were usually known. Because you remember people that Judas, they did not have beards. These other guys did not have beards. So this guy, and that guy that denied him, Simon Peter, his face was a box. It wasn't as, it wasn't shaped like the other guys. So his face was very easy to see. So you can imagine someone whose face is very easy to see. He denies Jesus in the first place, then he stays in the same area. It's like you think guys are not going to see you have beards. And then he denies him again. And then he denies him a third time. Like already Jesus had already predicted someone is going to deny me 3 times. Like if you deny him the first time, you say, the guy talked about it, let me move out of this place so that I don't deny him. But you stay in the same area. That guy was short-sighted. He wasn't seeing things long term. Hope you guys are doing well. Like, you know when someone predicts, like how Uganda has been talking about this and Nandalas. He has been talking about the Nandalas. They are doing exactly the things that make them look guilty. Now they fired him. Instead of calling him to negotiate, they think firing him will make them look how? Genuine. Good morning. Talk about the Prado in front of you. Yes, baita Ronaldo. Yojigulenge eri mu petrol ojja kweyagala obanga avuga Corolla. Yojigulenge eri mu Corolla ojja kubanga avuga. Yojigulenge eri mu bagita 3RZ, 3ZR. That petrol engine. 2,700cc erenywamu ku mafuta, but the maintenance is very friendly. Ate efaaki ze motoka tezifa. Mafuta gokka is the only challenge. You don't buy it if you don't have fuel. You don't buy it if you don't have fuel. The rest of the things are actually manageable. Everyone can buy that car if they want, but it's not cheap. Because you're going to buy like that UBC, you'll find it at like 65, 70 million. Huh. 70, 50 is better. UAA, ni a million in Gachinane. The UBC, depending on the engine that is in there. Nenga tefa. That one, the ball joint is to Kayo. A ball joint is Vai. Chizito? Have I talked about Chizito? When? When did I talk about Chizito? When did I talk about Chizito? Huh? Remind me, I don't remember talking about Chizito at any time.
The last time we were babysit.
Uh-huh.
When you were
Talking to?
to Big Mom.
eruddewo apartment egenda kuluma. So you see how we talk about ball joints, and we know the cars that have ball joint problems, the Mark IIs, the Altezas, the Toyota Prados, because those have ball joint issues, right? So you know how we talk about them, and we know that this particular car has this particular issue. And then we talk about the Raums. And then we talk about the rooms, and then we know that the Raums have engine issues, right? And then we talk about Corollas, and we know Corollas are very reliable, right? So the same thing happens with people. There are people that come from families that are really reliable. There are people that come from families that have diseases, like how you know that family buying sickle cells, like how you know that family buying
But it is the same car.
No, that's a Primo. Yeah, mine is a Corolla. X-Trail mujirengera yafudde ne bagisindika ne bagiparking awo eri ku UBA. Ezo bati yafudde nga nyini yazaaje vuga nga njogerera. Netira yukanga ya parking dwawo. Mwe bagay. Mulaba how families, different people in families have diseases. Different families have things that like the disease called Parkinson's. That's a family disease. Which take it. There are families which are prone to getting high blood pressure, like my family. We are prone to getting high blood pressure. Of course, we are not prone to getting ulcers. I don't know anyone in my family. Both sides, my mother's side and of course my father's side is Simanyi Yonyo. But of the people I know, Simanyi are in ulcers. Which take it. So, but I know people that have died of hyper, no, this one, bagita diabetes. Olinga bamutemako n'okugulu emagulu gombi okitegeera atira namana afa sukari oyo yennyini okitegeera. Then I know people that have high blood pressure. So it's the same with cars. So when you find particular people complaining about particular things with a particular type of car, just know that your car might not survive. Okitegeera. Emoroka is not surviving because it's the same family. Tingawe banaga kasubaru akungaka nyumi. Ngawe banagamba nti bwentero bagamba nti tisagala kajanja boyisiza mu koona genda tojja kunyengira musagala kajanja. Omulabi oyo avuga moroka ya government naye avuga ebyekisibu ayisiza mu koona. So you need to understand, but talk about Raum old model, it has engine issues, and then you find 5 other people talking about the same thing. I don't want you to think that those people are just stupid, but they just have a bad mechanic. I don't want you to think that. No. Sometimes we are genuinely telling you those problems. Murabi accident was there. So when I tell you that Volkswagens, Mercedes-Benzes, BMWs have gearbox issues, that's something that happens in that family of cars, European cars. And it might be that the gearbox issues happen because mostly of our environment, that we don't give them the right gearbox oils. But then there are cars like, for example, Range Rovers. They are not reliable. So that means that particular car is not meant to be driven by someone that's looking for reliability. It's meant to be driven by someone that just wants to drive around for sape. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So there is that. Then there are cars like that one. But don't put your foot down there. It will be crushed, okay? So you need to understand that when people complain about certain issues, for example, if people are complaining about the gearbox of a Sienta, okay, the gearbox of Sienta efanyo, you need to find out why efanyo. So in the meantime, then you can decide Omanyi, the gearbox dies because we don't have the right technicians to work on those gearboxes, or we just don't have the right oils. No gamba, let me try to avoid the Sienta, or if I'm going to buy Sienta, let me buy Sienta fresh from the bond. No good Sienta evugidwako wano. Ostegira, okujja kongo okikeredde nnyo, because I'll be honest with you, with CVT gearboxes, it will be very hard for someone to tell you nzikati njitegeera bwebeera enfu. Because the CVT gearbox doesn't change gears in the automatics, the other automatics. If you have driven the normal automatic gearbox, you'll feel it change from gear number 1 to number 2 to number 3 to number 4, because most of them are they have 4 gears. You'll feel the engine change, the gear change from gear 1, 2, 3, 4. But the CVT gearbox, you don't feel any gears shifting. So tewaba makanika akulimba nti asobola okujiwulira, osobola okujisanga that gearbox bwefa nga bwebuguma, the gears zikola bulungi, the gear does ebeera n'amaanyi, naye nga bweba ewoze bweba teyinaaki. So the CVT gearbox, because nobody should tell you that they know how a CVT gearbox behaves in every day, because that's new technology in Uganda. Our technicians don't know. The one where they find out that those gearbox is dead is if the car loses energy constantly, never know the engine, but that's the only way. So let no mechanic lie to you. So if you're buying a CVT gearbox car, you need to be very careful, especially if you're buying it used. Valvematic, Sienta, Ractis, ISTA and Pia. Of course, CVT gearbox cars are very nice. This is saving amafuta. And if you can right now, don't buy a normal VVTi car, buy valvematic engine car. Zakati jentunudde. Zakasi kyagala zine motoka za mwezi ordinary nedda. Tugenda mu valvematic kati. Akati nze navayo dda. Ne mu hybrid sinayingirayo. Because hybrids also have their own complications. Good morning, Dwayne. Chairman is saying, do you recommend a full body paint or just sell and upgrade? It depends on how your math works. It depends on how your math works. Watching how your math works. Normally, I've found, I used to be the kind of person that says sell and upgrade, but nowadays math akora bwati. Repair it and drive it. Because you see, today we are talking about how your car is like your body. Can you sell your body? Of course not. It's much more expensive to replace a heart, very expensive to replace a liver. It's also very expensive to replace a car. That's one thing you need to know. It's so you know kumanya. Repainting a motoka kugenda kujjako emitwalo nga 67. Upgrading a car is going to take how much? Much more than that, right? So if you have a healthy engine, you have a healthy gearbox, you think you can walk around after repainting your car, then why are you upgrading your car? Just drive your car genda ogifuuwe, giteekemu seat covers bwe mbate muli, giteekemu ebiwempe bwe mbate muli, giteekemu radio mbate muli, gikole AC. All that might be cheaper than you upgrading the car. Ontegeera, because those things they take up pressure bikola at your own time. You get what I'm saying? Nze nayagala kugenda okufuna emmotoka ne natuuka mu bondi nga ne mukwogera n'omuyindi oyo, because oyo omuyindi mukwano gwange. Emanzi muganda naye omanyi kanzireyo neerowooza. I was ready, but then I thought korora yange terina kyenkoze. Okitegeera eh? And some people bakuyita kwegumya. Tekuba kwegumya. It's looking at the situation Josobora, and I'm glad right now. I'm really glad I did not go that direction. I'm really glad. I'm telling you, that's the best decision I think I've made this year. That's the rest of the decisions. But they're very trashy. But this the decision of not actually upgrading my car. I'm telling you, I will tell you this story around September. Makatiga September. If any of you remind me to tell you about the story of that. That's one of the best decisions I've made. MP Chivugabubi ekubo funda chesige mabali gabas. Eno wali your border. Arthur, if a car consumes 2 liters, can can cost me how much from bweyogerere to bweyogerere kumpi bweyogerere ojja teekangamu omutwalo nga gumu n'ekitundu gumu kitundu wabayo jjaamu bala emitwalo ebiri bweyogerere. Arthur, when Toyota recalls car vehicles, how does that work? In Uganda, the cars that come to Uganda can no longer be taken back. They only recall new cars. They only recall new cars. Kati ezijja Uganda ziba zaawona recall oba oli abato yagizaayo. That's why you find that some cars are very problematic and you only find a few pieces. Probably ina yono guy ngati sebu byamande. Sawo yatesobola okugwa. Ndaba ati sebu binyonnyo teetagana kubeera mabega. Owamando yati sebu bi. Unless one buys a new car, I don't think the car recalls are an issue. No. For us in Uganda, kati ng'okujja kono ono yangambe yagula Corolla Cross from Toyota Uganda. Then that one can be recalled because that one is less than 3 years old. But bobovuga motoka nkadde, even the bond ones, they cannot be recalled. Ezo ziba zaayita. Actually, there's a guy here, Yatugamba, he was trying to upgrade his Mark X. He had an old Mark X US series. It was really nice, but he wanted the UB series. So he took his Mark X, but did butter, topped up some money, and got a UBD. But the UBD was worse than his UA. So personally, I don't believe in upgrades anymore. I only believe in upgrades if you can upgrade without getting rid of your current car. Like I keep my Corolla and then get another car, and that should happen when you have some car money. Ngakawera okitegera bwobaka sente ko tekawera upgrade so ko kike emoroka yo ebekolera bulungi byoyagala ekole. Be driving it for some time. For now, I'm telling you, things are very unpredictable. I'll tell you this story one time. Things are very unpredictable. Sometimes you think shit is going to go this way and then it goes this way. So anyway, I'm glad I didn't even upgrade, because it's like something was speaking within me. Don't. You'll appreciate it sometime later. So we're talking about how your car and your body are the same, and I've said that you see how families ngabagamba naye abo abantu bafa kikutuko okitegeere. Family y'abo abantu efa kikutuko. Family y'abo abantu tefumbirwa. The same thing can happen with cars. Ngemoroka omuntu agigula nagivugayo mwaka gumu nekola ki negana. So you need to understand before you buy a car what is the history. Of course, the first place you should go is Google. Utilize Google. Google is the first basic information you need to know about that particular car. Because the issues of the car when it's in the new stages, it should tell you the issues, because the issues that the car has when it's in its new stages don't get better, they get worse. It's like when you're dating someone and they have certain issues. Trust me, those issues are not going to get better, they're going to get worse. So the first place you should go is Google, and make sure you have the right car. Mark the chassis number of those cars. Ngabo no laba ntene yange ne Corolla ne Alex bazita NZE121 okitegeera. So you can go to Google and search common problems of the Corolla NZE121 okitegeera. So I think the new model of the Fielder and Alex and Corolla is the NZE122 okitegeera. So you Google the chassis number nokakakasa opise Bujumani babita okay man original Chisenyi the man. Good morning Kavira, good morning Masias, muli mutya yenemuruka ne vimasa etise bisoto baba gogola mwala. So I hope you guys are getting me. To avoid a lot of trouble, first of all, go to Google, but make sure you have the right chassis. What chassis is a Morocco is a UK. So you may find that you Google, for example, common problems of the RAV4. Check it. Atabazungu abo, the UK guys, Americans, they write about the car problems, but the Japanese and the Arabs, they don't write about their problems. Yet most of the cars we drive here in Uganda are from the Japanese and Arabs. So kakati, you need to make sure, because the chassis numbers of is very London. Also make sure you look at the picture of the car whose problems they are telling you about. Oleme kubeera ng'omanyi nti Corolla NZE121 erina problems izo naye nga NZE121 gye bakulaga ye UK. Okitegeera. So you need to use Google very thing. And then this one says Google shows amazing fuel consumption. Can our used cars be restored to that level? No, they can't. And our cars, it's not really only about the cars. It's also about the condition of the roads. Yes. This one, it actually has rubbish. This one you're talking about, the truck. You're talking about this truck. It's dirty, right? No, the truck guy is there in front. He's driving. He's seeing properly. It has mud. Yeah, they have just got it from like a swamp. So, my guy. Fuel consumption jebatulaga ku Google is the fuel consumption they get from tests zebakolanga bakakole motoka. That's in new state. The engine is new, the gearbox is new, it has the right fluids, and they have constant environments. They're testing them. JK, because JK is in engineering, he knows how they do those tests. Them testing in constant environments. That's the test. But they don't predict potholes, they don't predict humps, they don't predict borders, they don't predict a lot of jam. There is a constant traffic. They jam Baina jam gwe babala abera constant webitala byabwe depending on the country where the car is made. If the car is made, the average time you spend in traffic jam is 2 minutes. Then that's what they will test. Cat probably will need to have some research firms is it to how cars consume here in Uganda during constant traffic and all. But I also find that majority of cars that consume, it's your driving habit. Like we were talking with Mosomesa, Mr. Sisi Samuel. Avuga valvematic wish. Okay? Kati wish ye yali ngamba nti igenda kilomita 14 per liter, which is totally impossible. And then that wish has njabala go obuntu obo mu video. So when he came and we were talking, I was driving his wish. Then I realized that actually his mileage can go up to 30 kilometers per liter. But it depends on how you're driving it. Yeche yali akola nga alinnye omuliro paka mu 4000 revs. Okitegeera nga bwera bwabera ku express alinnyira ddala emmoroka bubi nnyo. But then you remember the trick that I was telling you, drive under 2000 revs. Okitegeera. So 2000 revs and below should be safe for you okunywa mafuta amalungi. Then ekirala kyemulina okumanya, when the cars come here in Uganda, most guys put bigger tires than the tires that are planned for those cars. Muteekako emipiira minene, ne muteekamu plaga z'ebichupuli, ne muteekamu air clean ez'ebichupuli. Okitegeera. Oil gwe muteekamu si ali prescribed sometimes. Gearbox oil olumu si ali prescribed. Kyobola nti when the car is still bond new, the mileage is a little bit better. Those are tukwataganye. So there are so many factors that are going to influence how your car consumes fuel. Muganda wange ngogaziye nnyo. Ngogaziye nnyo. Ate batukutte nno. Atukwasizza. So your body and your car are literally the same. Let me start by saying, emoroka ye ina engato, which are the tires. Emoroka ye ina amaguru, which are the wheels. Wheels ngato nasako mupira, the wheels je maguru. Era bwogenda mu garage okola. Musoro genda mu garage ne bagamba ogize kola kinze kola maguru. mwe muli brakes okitegeera ge magulu then botekako emipiira noba ng'otaddeko engatto okitegeera. So you see the way you want to get good shoes, your car needs to get good shoes okitegeera. Emmotoka erina joints nga nalwo olina joints, the ball joints, obukono obwo, the crosses okitegeera, all those things. Just like the way you need synovial fluid, your car needs bamuyita grease, you need to grease your car as well. That's why when you go to do service, when you go to service your car, they will grease certain parts because it needs greasing. That's why sometimes makanika ajja kuganja tukolere wano service naye tagenda ku greasinga bintu ebyo, yanoonya kasente, and it's actually much more expensive. The greasing at petrol stations is normally charged at 5k. Never greasing awona webetako greasing okitegeera. Then brakes, you need to service your braking system. Take a brake fluid omupya okitegeera. Batutadde oba nsinikire muli ebinyu nsinikire muli ebinyu kasobola biyiga bintu ekyo kigambo kiri. When you yawn, what do? You hold your mouth. After lifting the car either with suspension and tires, a bit necessary on our roads if you don't want to scrap the undercarriage of the car. The best thing for you to do is actually put spacers, because spacers will not affect the mileage of the car. But the tires will definitely affect the mileage of the car. Nze nazaako emipiira egira ordinary egirina okuba mu logbook that I put on my car okitegeera, and I can tell you that the mileage is much better. Kuba ebiseera ebisinga nvuga SC and I have 13 nga nvuga SC okitegeera. Kati wish valvematic goes for how much? Wish valvematic ya $1,350,000. Anybody that is concerned about fuel consumption, buy a valvematic engine. You will enjoy it. Tenywa bichobomanya tenywa ngojivuze bulungi, because first of all it's CVT, and then the valvematic technology is going to make it consume very well. It's originally for even lower. You can bargain go get any cash. Good morning, Preacher Joseph. Me, location Jagazachi. I'm located on YouTube. Of course, I have a phone number which is in the description. It depends what you want me for. Which take it. Situunda motoka. Let me make that clear. I don't sell cars. I'm not a broker. Nyono mukazi abadde ki kyagamba ffe tetulina gye tulaga. Alinga agamba nti ffe abaveeno ebyokugenda gye tulaga tubiveeko. What does a good quality car service comprise of? Now, if you're going to service your car, okay? Let's imagine you service your car every 5,000 kilometers, because that's the normal thing we do. Actually, it's called 4,000 because they put oil that takes you 5,000. You're worried about it. They put oil that will take you 5,000, but then you service at 4,000. Take it. Whoa. Drone nga yanyiridde eyo mu bulaka bannange. Naye era luli muzizina. Wa drone atiddeyo eri. Kati awo agenze ne banaasinga. Kubanga bano bagenda sigala bagenda bulungi. Atiddeyo mu kitrailer, otherwise tubadde tujja kugenda. Mwe anti kakati William, most times when people ask me where I'm located, they think I sell cars. I don't sell cars and I'm not a broker. Office yange atekola bintu birala nnyo, tekola ku bya motoka. This is something I do for passion. Naye ni gyenvudde mu ngate eringa edduka. Kintu ekyo nga tekiyisa muntu bulungi. Waliyo omuvuzi w'emmotoka ayisibwa bulungi nga layini gyavuddemu ate etambula. Aba awulira empisa embi ku mutima. So good quality service. When you go to service your car, of course you're going to change your gearbox, your engine oil. You're going to change your oil filter. You're going to change your air filter. Check on the plugs because you can't be changing the plugs every time. Check on the plugs. Ideally, we're in a brake fluid, which you say. Most of the times, by the time we do service, the brake fluid is black. But if it's black, sometimes it's black, especially the clutch cylinder. So if it's black, change it. Then change the cabin air filter. The cabin air filter for SCA. Change the cabin air filter. Okay. Then grease everything that needs to be greased. Then okebere wansi olabe which bukonokono bichi ebyetaaga okola ki. What needs to be checked, what needs to be changed. Because emmotoka bweba etambuza force ennene, amafuta era egenda ganywa. Bwebanga ebintu ebimu byekwata, for example, if the brakes are not working very well, nga zeekwata, that is old service. Kyola baba zungu baba bagenda okola service, they don't only do oil change. Era bw'otunda ka service tag, kuliko ebintu bingi. Kubaako oil, kuliko brake oil, kuliko transmission oil, kuliko fuel filter, kuliko coolant, okitegeera. But that's the lubricants. Aka total. But then ataka shell kaliko ebintu bingi sikalina wano. The things that you're supposed to check, some of them you're supposed to just check, some of them you're supposed to actually change. Like the oil, but then for the gearbox oil, also want to move at least a year. Also want to choose. Yeah, today topic here. Olaba ngabo oyina omutima. Omutima gw'emmotoka ye engine. Omutima gw'emmotoka ye engine. Omutima gw'emmotoka ye engine. That's why normally bagamba omutima guli gutya, omutima guli gutya, omutima guli gutya, engine eri etya. The thing with cars is that omutima gusobola okukyusibwa at a not so expensive price. Bagukola namu at a not so expensive price. Take it these days, but there are cars omutima gwayo gukwatamu, it's very expensive, like diesel cars, drone pickups, okitegeera ziri very expensive okola engine. Ezo Subaru tebazikola mu okula buguzi engine ndala. Neno ezo engines zaffe empya VVTi valvematic era nazo okula buguzi engine ndala, okitegeera. So that's where the technicality comes in. Nti motoka ya VVTi boboji, you have to be very very careful okakasa nti ogenda kugula engine ndala. Yeah. Then, of course, you know, kumanya the engine na ye ina parts. Right now, I wouldn't encourage anyone to buy a car that has a timing belt, because if it has a timing belt snaps, you almost lose the entire engine. So if you can avoid a car that has a timing belt, even better. Because in a motor car, Corolla yanga ina timing chain, ina timing belt. The timing chain can never snap. The timing chain stays. It will make noise, but it will not snap. So kitegeeza ne bweekoowa ejja kuba kerero omanyi nti kati akakajegere kakooye naye nga tekajja kukola ki, tekajja kutuka. Okitegeera. But if you have a car that has a timing belt, then ideally you should check on that timing belt at least once a year. Okakasa nti olukobo oluli okay. If you buy a car that has a timing chain, timing belt, then bw'oba wakagigula bwoti basumulewo batunule ku lukobo bakakase nti oli okay, omanye nti njadde okuva omwaka gwange nzire mundu kebereko. Sometimes you can drive those cars a lifetime olukoba terikoze eki terikutuse naye teweeyibaala. So it's definitely much better when ovuga emmotoka eyo nga bwolukeberako once every year. Okitegeera. So emmotoka zino ziyina the things that keep the engines moving. Waliwo kye bayita water pump. The water pump circulates the water throughout the engine. throughout the engine. The water pump, amazzi bwe gava mu radiator, water pump gajjayo mu radiator ne gasaturate mu engine to make sure that the engine is actually cooled down. So the moment your water pump blows, there are chances that your car is actually going to overheat. Then we have the oil pump. That's very important. One of the reasons I sold the Rahum naina akajigula netugenze mu ddwaliro for antenatal, I think. Emoroka nefa oil pump nga tekyalinyisa oil. But because I'm very cautious, weyaganira okulinyisa oil when nagirabira nesijisimbula okitegeera nenkyusa oil pump. So it's important that we actually understand the parts that are in the engine, which is our heart that keep it going. Nga bonna olaba nti omutima gulina arteries ne veins. Kituufu byenjogedde oba arteries ne veins ne ventricles. Bannange manyi biology omuwulira ventricles, left ventricle, right ventricle, ebyo ebintu ebyo wabisoma. Arteries ne veins. Kati ne moroka eno engine eyina those parts. Ebintu ebiri very important. Akatala ka oil pump simanyi, akatala ka oil komukamanyi mu kisaawa wano. That is one thing koyina okulaba nga tosimbula moroka nga tekazikidde no matter what, because akatala ako bwe katazikira kitegeeza oil tutalinnya. Era bwe katandika okutemereza manya oil akendedde, ontegeera kuba katemereza nga oil akendedde ng'ebitundu ebimu tebifuna ki, obanga the sensor itself is not getting enough oil. I don't know if I make sense. So oil pump, water pump, moroka eno ziri very important. Then waliwo ekintu ekirala, waliwo akatimba. Oil nga oil pump ekuba oil naye nga waliwo akatimba mwayinza okuba nga oil takola ki, nga tayitamu. Kati oil bw'aba tayita mu katimba, engine naye esobola okukubako. So periodically, at least naddala ffe abagula moroka enkadde, at least every once a year yoza akatimba ka oil ako. Ng'olina moroka enkadde mu ab'empya mmwe mumanyi muvuge emmotoka zammwe mujja kuŋŋamba yatugamba okuza akatimba kati kalabe katukula. Ab'emmoroka empya temulina nnyo buzibu, but for us that buy old cars, ideally once every year waliyozezza akatimba ako. Okitegeera, once every year, not every 6 months, once every year ogenda mu garage ng'ogenda okukola service ne basumulayo cranks eyo ne bajjayo akatimba ne bakooza. Okitegeera, obanga akola detox, ebimere byonna ebibadde bikuttemu biki byonna byonna nebikola ki. And I think that's the thing that you should also have. You should do with your gearbox at least once a year. N'akatimba mwabalina automatic akatimba ka gearbox, cause I change my system of gearbox yange ya manual once a year. Why? Because I know that maintenance works properly. I give you this. I'm going to jump around. So you need to always remember that once every year yoza akatimba. Mwabavuga moroka enkadde ab'empya siza bagamba ab'empya gearbox muzeesonyo naddala za CVT, don't touch them. Naye bw'oba ovuga emmoroka enkadde, bw'oba ovuga emmoroka enkadde eyo, once every year yoza akatimba. You know that song? Okay man. I don't know how I do it, but I'm feeling so good, like I own the old boot. I know the t-shirt today. I feel up today. And I can laugh. I make a wine. Come to me. Echirala. Gearbox. For the car, the gearbox is like motivation for you. Because, bobo, you know, then you need motivation. Then for the car, the gearbox is motivation. When the guy, let me leave you here. Because I'm also late for my meeting. We have snack? No. Number 4. Baguli omundazi.
Oh, we can buy
Samosa. See you. What? Okay. What's the engine of Forex XT? Ezo zonna zina boxer yazo. Simanyi engine codes, but they have Subarus have literally the same engine. Yes, musomesa. Nina gula obundazi bangaye abani mbagulira obundazi bajja muri. Mula baby sitting is not easy. Bana abana batawanya babuze ebibuzo. Balwana. Ilazo omuzadde alina abaana abataano mukaaga. Kyebava babalangira n'obalangira saakuzaala saakulabirira abaana bangi tebalabikika olaba nnyina babiri naye maama kubanga kusitula buzito baganda abange naye kati baana atera okuva mu age ey'okusitula buzito nga tukuba bakulu akola kyotagala n'okuba kati eno age tebagikuba wali etagala ate obundazi obuluko mubameka kati koloti kola bundazi bwawule kaveera kaabo then bakirire sumbusa kabebi wali wakateeka wa fulani kawale kiwaleetako ku live sometime back kabebi Dr. Jonathan njaka kuletera okasange ku podcast gwetofaayo gwe ngamba gwe ojja ku podcast ngamba bugambi kabebi nkagala okukasangawo ojja kukasangawo morning. So tubadde twogedde ku mutima ne twogera ku motivation. Gearbox ebanga motivation botekamu number one wo motivating nze when I run in the morning on Saturday and Sunday nina wentuka kasozi nenzirukanga mbutufu ndi mu namba emu nga we motivation we kominga no mbiri agukoze eki ukomeka ta gearbox yange ng'omuntu ebe ekomi era ogenda okulaba nga ne boda zikuyitako nazo ziri mu namba emu okitegeera nga nazo nga nazo motivation yekomye abantu what I do okulaba nga ne moroka zikuyitako nazo ziri mu namba emu yazo nga motivation yekoze eki ekomye. So that way the body and the car are literally the same thing. When timing belt breaks, your heart attack ya motoka oli mutuufu katoa pate nyongeza oba tojjaddemu nja kulaba enkya. Yes. What? Let's get to my office and we see it. So, motivation tugitegedde gearbox ya motivation ye motoka kitegeeza your gearbox should never fail. Ne bagamba gearbox ye motoka times of failing no bizanyiramu okitegeera oba oyina ogikolako ng'obudde bukyali, but gearboxes are not very expensive to buy. Abantu batunda gearbox from 800,000 okitegeera ng'oteekamu gearbox empya lwakubanga nti ebintu byaffe era binaffe byetugula biba bikadde nti osobola okukigula era ne kigaana okukola kuba kiba kikadde okitegeera. Kati kyolina okumanya nti emotoka amaaso geyina amataala ndabirwamu, those are eyes okitegeera. So olina okufuba okulaba nga bikola. That's why omusirikale bwakuyimiriza amataala nga tegakola kuba ekipapula you're driving a dangerous motor vehicle. Why? It doesn't see. Ekitegeera teraba olwokuvuga emotoka ng'ekola ki ng'eraba. Can't the Valvematic at 20 million. But ezo Mercedes Benz nabo osobola kama atusaasire naba Valvematic osobola ogifuna naye oyinza ogifuna nga CVT enaabyemukko kuba Valvematic zikyali mpya. Valvematic ziri 2010. It means that the people that are driving Valvematic have either bought it this year. Emotoka etanaweza mwaka ku 10 milioni 2 oba bubbi okitegeera. Valvematic tezinaweza mwaka ku kubo abantu batanze zigula December 2022 tezinaweza mwaka ku kubo. It's hard for you to get that 20 million okujja ng'oli ayise vivi nga tajasobola kuyimirira ng'anuubusa ng'ayiseeko ng'asise empewo ng'akumpunye ng'agudde tosobola gifuna 20 million right now okujjako nga si nnungi Because oyinza ogifuna ng'eva Masaka ebadde evuga taxi oba eva Kabale, because those guys in Kabale, you can buy a Valumatic ya 35 million n'agitwala n'ekola taxi. Kati n'ogigula nga the engine is okay, the gearbox is okay, okitegeera naye nga frame yonna mmenyefu, okitegeera, but the rest of the things are okay. Ng'ogenda givuga emmotoka nga tenyuma ng'ekubagana nga pikipiki oba ng'ekubagana nga ngoma, okitegeera. Don't worry, mommy will give you medicine. Okay? You change your phone today, we are streaming in 10. No, but normally we stream in 10. It depends, I think, on the network. I think the network might be good. The needs are 5G because my phones are 5G. Because they should bring 5G to take care of together. Then 4G,
Your phones are good.
they are 5G. 5G. It's a network configuration. Together, 5G is like the fastest kind of internet. So when someone says I'm using 5G, they're using very fast internet. You can probably 25. You can the very fast cars. You can, because if it's a 35, 25, that's 10 million difference. You get the one that was bought in December around there. You can. Tezirabika, that's the thing. Tezirabika.
Do you like drinks?
The drinks? Those are not healthy. Those ones even make you drunk.
Those are
Me, I don't drink beer, I don't drink booze. It's not healthy for me. When I drink beer, I start laughing unnecessarily. Yes, when I drink beer, then I start laughing, I laugh. So I don't like drinking beer. I start laughing and talking a lot. Because no, I don't. Airtel is already using advertising 5G, but we don't have 5G SIM cards, and they don't even have 4G. Kateria wafe mulaba network bwe tusumbu. Temulabye now even briefly the network went off. Awembadde okubundazi. Like then how are they going to bring 5G when 4G is not working? So as you buy and try to maintain a car, you need to remember that your car and your body are literally the same. And you need to take care of the car properly. But also you need to take care of your body properly. Which again, try as much as possible to not put yourself under stress. And you need to also understand that the cars have ECU, or what we call the computer. Even you as a human being, you have a computer, which is your brain. Your brain processes all the information, all the things. It has a memory, just like the computer, and the brain tells you when something is wrong. So you need to. Police. Other now, 5G is not about SIM card, it's about phone capability to receive that frequency. My phone is capable of receiving that frequency. It's capable. But Ojukiranti, when they brought 4G, they made us buy 4G SIM cards. Because my phone sometimes shows 5G, the internet is very slow. Let me see right now, it might even be showing 5G. Like right now, my phone is showing 5G. Do you think I'm using 5G? I don't think we have 5G. Maybe now we are streaming in full HD. Karawumu ako mukalaba kakatuli mu maaso. If you're going to buy a room, at least buy that one. Millions nga 14 15. Then remember, the other way in which your car and your body are the same. You know you breathe in, you have a nose, you have lungs and all that. The car too breathes in. It takes in air. Remember we talked about, for combustion to be clear, your car needs to have air, needs to have fuel. And fuel for you is food. Then and you have a stomach, and the car has a stomach, which is the fuel tank. And your car breathes in because you need air, a spark, and you need air, a spark, and fuel. So the air goes through the air intake. It's filtered through the air filter. Your nose has air filters because your nose has hairs, right? Then you go through the lungs. Lungs is the simanyimu motoka, but just know your car also takes in air. So that if your nose is blocked, you don't breathe properly. The same thing happens to the car. If the air filter of the car is blocked, your car will not perform properly. So the intake manifold of your car, of your body, is the nose. For the car is the air intake valve. But of course, you'll then think that the ECU of the body is basically everything on your body, all the senses of your body, hearing, seeing. That's the ECU. So you know your car has joints. Say you want say ball joints kono now in joints. Then traction control. Ebigere wobero dukosiba na magulu go. Nemoroka na ina traction control. So kakati you have to start thinking in terms of think in terms of you. Good morning, Arthur. Is it easy to get Alex in a budget of 13 to 14? It's not easy, but you can get. It's not easy, but you can definitely get. Guy, of course the body the body has a security system. What we could call the security system. Oil, hydraulics and all that. So especially our new cars, because my car is old but it's new technology. There is a time my car stalled nga kawaya kakutse ku engine aka earthing nawe kati ebiseera ebimu bagamba you can be having trouble ng'oli mulwadde naye all you need to is to walk bare feet with your feet bare anyiga kye weetaaga kyokka. That's earthing. Kati earthing y'emmotoka naye esobola okukuwa obuzibu. The Rome versus Fielder, which is war, which is better. The Fielder is definitely better, but then the Fielder is what? No, the Fielder is they, of course they are both all flats, but this is not. The Fielder is much more expensive, but the Rome, yeah, I see no problem with the Rome actually. Enzigi ezo ze bagamba the sliding doors to have issues. Oyina kuyiga buyizi nti bazikwata gently, tokuba bukubi, then you won't have trouble. I think I see no problem with the Karawum. A friend of mine wants to buy a Primo Super UAU 15 million. Why would you buy a Primo Super at 15 million? You guys, to be serious. Go get a jiguzani. Because there's time for upgrading. When that friend of yours comes to time to upgrading, he's going to sell that car at 7 million. Because then you're going to the 10 million. And that's a fact. When people are selling to you these cars, they sell them to you expensively because they know you really want it. And then they have all these myths built around these cars. They make you seem like if you don't buy the Primo Super and you buy the Primo new model, you're making a very wrong decision. Which you are not. We're not pitching a bakubi. Kastawa pitching our pitch. Utajigula milioni zisuka 10 kali. That's a painting, Aban. That's wall art. I think they are going to come there. It's called wall art. What? Wall art. They come and paint the wall. No, even adults do it. But don't do wall art in my house. Don't do wall art in my house. I'll give you specific areas where you can do wall art. Okay? I've seen you guys started doing wall art in my house. Yes, I've seen where you guys were drawing. Yes, I saw. Not good. I'll put a place for you to do wall art. Not in the house. Primo Super tajigula more than it's techiri worth it, eh? Techiri worth it. And I'm not saying I'm giving him a better option, because the other option is to buy a Primo, the newer Primo. Actually, instead of buying that one, let him just raise 20 million and buy the Primo X. Millions and nganchivuga kujoga bwe naba mfunye ku sente kubanga engeri gye tupatikanira sente zaffe tusaana ovuga ku benzi ne bwoba ogivuga mu mwezi ogivuga ne bakulaba nti ogivuza oba bafa ne bafa ogizayo n'ogipakinga omwezi n'ovuga Corolla ekyo okifunako 10 mwezi okifuna bulungi nnyo okukwata miliyoni zo 10 agaye babroka njagala email ngozina za cash. Ucho manya watunda email tebabanja. Tebabanja. Bana mwe bagayi kamba sibule. Ngena balekera ka view bakaleka ka HD kawomye lero. Naye ngamba sibula. Darius Lake Mose, Martha, Access News, Nalongo Investments, Sembaja Abdubast, Lubura Chris Fitness, Karim, Abi, Brian Wanyama, Richard Nabongo, Salmina Kanso Patrick Asiku, Chizito Pius, Abi Bukenya, Atuhurire Boaz, Akatuhurire, Denol Wayne K, Chairman Zach, JK, Brian Emma, Mugabi Kavira, Serunjoji Mathias, Benjamin B, Preacher Joseph, Karim, Benny, William Magezi, Jovan, Mugume, Deepin Kofi, Sanji Phone Solution, here at the Fleet, Samuel Sisi Mosombesa, Ami Black Seriala, Dr. Jonathan Chiwanuka, Trikebo William, Musime Kim Job, Mark BZ, Agaba Barry. Should I recommend him for you for a better Primo Super deal? No. Your Primo will be better Nunji. Let him just negotiate lower. 15 million is too much. Let him just negotiate that. Jugule a little bit lower. Hi, Barry. Tomunsindikira muleke ye. Agule. As a matter of fact, if the model is EFI is kyagana kati naziguza abantu. I don't recommend them because they are not going to give you value for money. Nadala ngo ziguze bei. Wowe jigula isla isi milioni 8, milioni 9, milioni 10, it's okay. But if you're going to be buying a Primo old model, buying it 15 million, mampulira na bubinga nkuyamba ko sente zomba kati bompe mitwalo jana for pre-purchase inspection. Mandaba millions of 15 obozi ozinyise. Because I know that at 15 million obozi olofuna Alex ochitegera osolofuna IST enkadde osolofuna Corolla nge yange there are chances that you can get a RAV4, the new model. 15 million, because 15 million there are cars you can get that's really better than the Primo Super. But however, if you just want the Primo Super and go you know Primo Super, I cannot say your dream is bad. I just find that people are using your dream to rip you off. We get time and talk about Ford Rangers. Maintenance. The government is manual for 4 years. Never parking. My music, some of it is on YouTube, some of it is not. I'll share a link where my music is very soon. I'll upload it and then share the link. I'll share the link and tell you where it is. Nenga Primo Super is not good investment. Mpulira na bobi money tubaguze motoka emyeno 15. Olaba buno burafu obwo buli awo. Buli bubiri bufaanagana. Osobola bufuna nga tekali mu UB series milioni 15 wa VVTI. Okitegeera. But anyway, my guy, mwe bali kubeera broadcast eno, mwe bali beerawo. I don't take it for granted that you actually are here. We'll be live again tomorrow, 7:15. Ragnar, you're sleeping? What? They're washing the car. Yeah, they're spraying the water, so that goes on. Ford, I'm going to find someone that actually has a Ford and talk about it with them. I think that's a better approach to talking about the Ford. When Moroka Mani we warm it out, no, Lusozi wano. Mana imwe bagai kamba sibule nkube ku masimu. May God be with you today. I'll see you tomorrow.